I'm Kimber. Welcome to this section of Pilates with Kimber. I'm here to show you a few side lying exercises that can be especially helpful if you are internally rotated or medially rotated in your femur, hip joint, and also great for building strength, for stability, for runners, all kinds of activities where these exercises would be helpful. So we're going to get started lying on your side for a side kick. Go ahead and lie down on your side, and when you're side lying, you want to feel that your shoulders and hips are stacked on top of each other. We're going to take your legs, both legs, and hinge them just slightly toward the forward edge of your mat, so I have a small angle at the hip joint. I'm supporting myself with my hand, and top leg is going to lift up, and I'm going to inhale to send my leg forward, and exhale to send it behind myself. Inhale, the leg goes forward, and exhale, we reach it back. So the focus of this exercise is keeping your pelvis stable. You want to feel the underside of your waist or your bottom side obliques active, and your top side of your leg, the glute medius especially, active to hold that leg at one stable height. Now the other component here going on is that you need transverse abdominis to stabilize through your pelvis. So especially when the leg reaches back, I want to think of ab stability, top side obliques, transverse abdominis, so that my pelvis and spine don't arch and rock during the exercise. Let's do just a couple more. We go inhale to send the leg forward, exhale to extend your leg behind. Inhale, send it forward, exhale, reach it back, trying to feel glute activation as you're extending. Inhale, and send it back. And hinge, and send it back. So from our side kick, we're going to straighten out our legs and straighten out our body into one straight line from head to feet. Going into side leg abduction here. It's fine, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable on the floor. If you need a pillow under your head, take your arm long or your arm folded, all of those are okay. But you do want to feel like you're trying to actively lift the underside of your waist and stretch your top sits bone away from yourself. So top sits bone is lengthening towards your feet. We're going to start here by lifting your top leg, pointing to lift, and flexing to lower. Point to lift, and flex to lower. Think of really energizing through your legs. You feel your thigh muscle, your quadriceps actively pulling up above your kneecap, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. As I'm lifting and lowering, I'm only going so high that the hips can stay stable. Of course, I could lift my leg much higher, but then my lower waist would sink into the floor and there would no longer be that same nice long neutral spine and pelvis. So I'm staying in a range where I'm just stretching through that top sits bone again to keep the underside of the waist lifted and more active core, even though apparently we're working the outer glute medius. Okay, let's try a leg circle here. We're going to inhale to send your leg forward and exhale to take it behind yourself, behind your spine, behind your pelvis. Inhale forward and exhale, reaching back, extending the leg behind you. Again, we're focused on pelvic stability, so it's really a core exercise. The movement of the leg is challenging our abs to maintain stability for our spine. Forward and extending back. Each time that you extend back, try to watch out that you don't arch your lower back. It's really tempting to let your ribs give way forward and take too much curvature into your lower back. Instead, we're working on more stability again through the obliques and transverse abdominis. Reverse this to exhale, go backwards, inhale, circle forward, drawing a small, smooth circle. You want to keep your leg parallel here, so the knee is pointing straight ahead. Exhale back, inhale forward. Exhale, reach it back, feeling your thigh really strong and solid, feeling your glute especially active as you reach the leg back, and back. Okay, let's try staggered legs next. So we're going to inhale to lift your top leg, exhale, the bottom leg comes to join it, and both sink down in one piece together. Still, I'm trying to maintain a little bit of those underside obliques active. Top leg lifts, bottom leg joins, and we lower down. Trying to think of your spine staying long and neutral. Lift, join, and lower the legs. Top leg lifts. We've got to use a bit of inner thigh for that bottom leg to come up and join it, and then both sink down. Lift, join, and lower. I'm making an effort to stay long in the top side of my waist, especially when the second leg lifts. It might be tempting to lose your balance, or it might be tempting to arch here through your middle spine, whereas instead I want to keep going for that long neutral line and keep a posture as though I was standing up vertical. I'm just tipped over on the side. Lift, join, and lower. And we can also try both legs lifting here. So lifting both legs and lowering both. Lifting both, we need even more stability through the abs, even better effort at keeping your pelvis stacked. Both legs lift and lower. Both legs lift and lower. Couple more. Reach, energize through your thighs, energize through your calves. Feel your legs elongating and lower them down. Okay, let's also try some lateral flexion or side bending. You can do this with two hands on the ground to be a little bit easier on yourself to begin with. Inhale through your nose and exhale, side flexion. Legs and torso both lift. And I'm trying to keep that stability of balancing on the side of my pelvis. Exhale to lift legs and torso. And lowering. Once you've got that down, try it with a long arm on top. So my top arm is going to reach for my feet and lower down. Energetically, you want to think more about the lengthening of your spine over and above the side bending. So there's a sense of really stretching out through the crown of your head, stretching out through your toes, and grounding into the floor with your supporting arm and lowering. This one can be tough to balance, so give yourself a little patience while you're trying to work out how to stay balanced on the side of your pelvis. Reaching and side bending. This is great work for the obliques, great work for the core, also good for glute medius and the bottom leg inner thigh. Reach. And stretch into it, side bend. Send those fingertips towards your toes and lower down. All right, I want to show you two more things that involve a flex band or have the option to involve a flex band. So we're going to start side lying here. Now these are, again, great exercises for anyone who's internally rotated or knock-kneed. We can start 90 degrees at your hip and knee joint as though you're sitting in a chair and take clams or external rotation of your femur. You can keep your feet together and let your thighs spiral and spin outwards towards the ceiling and then lower it down. Again, I've got that lift of the underside of my waist, so I'm trying to find a nice neutral spine here and feel the deep rotators of the hip working to open the femur towards the ceiling and then slowly lower it down. Opening and lowering. In addition here, you can do side leg abduction with a flexed hip joint and a flexed knee. So we're going to, again, lift the leg to the side, and then float it down. Lifting to side. And here you want to look for your knee and ankle to stay at the same elevation at all times, right? So they're raising up as though it's one platform raising, and then lowering down together, instead of knee or ankle being higher than each other. Let's do a couple more here, lifting the leg to the side and slowly lowering. And I keep reaching out again through that top sits bone, sending it out towards my bottom foot, helping to lift the underside of the waist and maintain a nice neutral long line through the spine. Okay, this exercise, if you want a little bit more resistance, can also be done with a flex band. So if you have a flex band, or perhaps you might have a rubber band that's just a piece of tubing, all of those work. You might have one that's a circle already, or if it's a straight line, just tie it into a circle. Place it around your legs. And we're going to try to widen it out a little bit above the knee joint. Okay. So you spread out your flex band, it's tied in a knot, and we're on our side. Again, back to the clam. a lot more resistance here. And if you really need to build up your strength for glute medius and the rotators of the hip joint, it's great to just hold this. You might do up to a 30-second, even a 1-minute hold in this position, resisting into your flex band, really feeling that work in the side of your butt. And likewise, we can do the abduction here, lifting and lowering, and lifting and lowering, and lower. Please feel free to do many more repetitions until you're fatigued if you are looking to build up your strength quickly. And of course, head on to the other side as well after you finish this side. Thanks for watching, and always feel free to contact me with questions. Good luck in your Pilates endeavors, and best fitness to you.